decided to go for a little run, and I ended up out here in the middle of literally nowhere. And I'm actually south of the bridge at the Swall Falls State Park, and I ran for about 25 minutes, so I know I'm covering some pretty dense foliage here, so I'm probably about somewhere like maybe 3-4 miles in to my run, and it's just beautiful here. There's literally, like, I'm in the middle of nature, nobody around, like, and I know there's no one here because I ran into a bunch of cobwebs on my walk down. So, and I just wanted to share this with you. It's a really beautiful place that not a lot of people know about or really willing to take the trail. A little bit of history: this trail actually was created whenever they built Deep Creek Lake. There was a train track that ran through here they used around the time of the Depression. Starts at the bridge and then it goes down the river until it reaches the power plant. It's a several mile trail, pretty dense, a lot of rhododendron. There's really not much left of the train track that was here in the 20s, but here and there you'll find some railroad ties. So I'm really not kidding when I say it gets dense. It gets so dense over here that, like, I can't make it through there at all. Go down near the shoreline and see if I can cut across. Maybe I can make it through there. So here we are down at the river. The water's a little murky today. We've been getting some pretty decent rains this summer. It seems like it just doesn't want to let up this year. So I don't know really for swimming how great that it would be. But we do swim in this river occasionally upstream from here. It's a really great place to go swimming. Have a look around. Absolutely love it. Yeah, so there wasn't another way around, so we're gonna have to go through the dense foliage. My goodness, that was crazy. Like, I've literally, I don't know how I made it through that. I didn't record the whole time because it was just a little bit, it was getting too crazy. So I think I'm finally through it though. Seems like the trail's opening up, at least I hope. Looks like there might be some ahead. I don't know how much more of this I can take. This is crazy. I mean, people usually come down through here, but it's apparent that no one's been here in a while. And I don't remember being this crazy to get through. I just don't remember. Like, the trail is completely overrun. It's just seems like really difficult to try to make it through here, especially with the camera. Oh my gosh. Every time I think I'm through, I have catching a break, then I run into more rhododendrons. And I've been through here many times before, and never had turned back yet. So, see the trail here? This is where the train track used to go, and with any luck, maybe we'll find some old railroad ties. Oh my gosh, I feel a little bit better now. I just hate that I'm gonna have to go back through that again whenever I get to the end and then head back. So, but it'll be worth it. Quite literally, both my shoes came untied. So one of the things that's always on the back of a person's mind, I think, when they're hiking alone like this, especially in an area where people haven't been in a while, is the fact that, you know, there could be bears at any point, and hopefully none with cubs. The bear that's native to this area is usually not aggressive unless it has cubs. So I've never in my life ran into one. The other thing that you have to be cognizant of is snakes. So I don't know, there's always the possibility of a rattlesnake, which would probably let me know in advance. I have seen some brown snakes down here. There's also the copperhead that likes to be near the river, but I don't know, I'm taking my chances today. I do have cellular at the moment, so it's a good thing. Never had a problem before, so just trying to get out and experience a little bit of nature, and hopefully all will go well. I really am hoping I can make it down to the power plant. It's at the end of this trail, and it's pretty cool to see the power plant. It's not something that I get to see very often, and depending on whether or not he'll be in operation, could make for an interesting video. So, but yeah, it seems like we're through the dense stuff. It's not too bad at this point. So I think that I'm actually starting to get kind of close. I can feel the trail feels like it's heading up the hill a little bit. And so we're a bit higher than the river. And I'm anxious to see if we can find those railroad ties that I had found in the past. I just found them. So what's going on here is, you can see there's a lot of green here, and what's occurred is the water, there's like a natural spring here, has actually preserved the railroad since, you know, for over like nearly 100 years ago. You can still see the railroad ties. You can see they're spaced pretty far apart. They're about a foot apart, but this is really just an amazing thing to see that these are still here. There used to be a train that went through here and hauled supplies when they built Deep Creek Lake here in Maryland. One thing that I actually wanted to show you is right here is an old railroad pin that was used. Looks like there's maybe one right beside it, and I see another one over me see if I can point to it. Right about there is another one. So, yes, just absolutely fascinating. So if you do happen to be brave enough to venture to this spot, don't disturb it. This is something that is kind of sacred. I mean, it's really part of the history of this area. It's something that not a lot of people know about, and I don't know, there's honestly something that just feels surreal about it to me, and I just wanted to share it with you. All right, see ya.
I'll keep you posted.
All right, bye. Bye, Darren.
Bye.
That was my family. They are out of town, and they just wanted to check in. So I had cell phone service. I actually had a good enough service to do FaceTime. Pretty neat, but that's not usual in this area. But the further you go on this trail, you end up with some AT&T service. So even though you're in the middle of nowhere, you could still get a call out, which is good. So I can hear the hum of the power plant. So if I make it there before they shut it off, hopefully we'll be able to see it. So we're actually really close at this point. In fact, I can see the bricks on the power plant. It's really flat in here. So we're gonna walk up to it as close as we can get and sort of check it out. So again, this is the purpose of Deep Creek Lake, to make hydroelectric power that feeds the grid. I forget how many megawatts this is, but it produces electricity, and as much rain as we've been getting, I'm sure they've been running it quite a bit. So that was the power plant. Not terribly exciting, but interesting to see. It has definitely an old age feel and look about it. And mosquitoes were really bad. They were eating me up as I was filming that. So sorry that I didn't film for much longer. But so I'm gonna head on back. I hope you enjoyed seeing this trail, and if you're ever in the area and you have an adventurous spirit, I suggest taking this hike. Definitely be prepared for anything, and you never know what you might see. This is another interesting thing that I always see along this hike. I'm not sure if it's some kind of a spring that may have been used for the steam engines. Incidentally, a lot of steam engines were used during the 20s. Steam shovels, steam trains, steam locomotives were all used in the construction of the lake. I don't know how they got a train track through here in the 20s. I mean, I can barely walk through here.